Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Bergian.
And I'm Alexander Balakey, and that's where we begin tonight with this breaking story in West Fresno. Gunfire erupting near Dakota and Marks. One man was shot. Let's get out to our Adrian Thomas live at the scene tonight with a new update from police. Adrian, what are you learning?
Yeah, Alex, like you said, we're not far from the intersection of Dakota and Marks, so you can still see behind me it's very much an active scene. Police are searching for any evidence that might lead to a suspect or suspects. Police say they got a call at about 9 p.m. tonight for reports of shots fired here on the 2600 block of West Robinson. When they arrived, they found a man in his 30s with 1 or 2 gunshot wounds. He was transported to CRMC, where police say the man is still alive, but his condition is unknown at this time. Authorities are trying to determine if there is more than one suspect or if there's any connection to the victim.
We have detectives on scene. They're canvassing the neighborhood for surveillance video, multiple witnesses, and we're also determining potentially a cause of this incident at this time.
Police say they'll still be out here for the next few hours investigating. Police are also not sure if the man who was shot lived in this neighborhood. For now, live in Fresno, Adrian Thomas, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Thank you, Adrian. And a man described by authorities as a brutal serial rapist behind bars tonight, taken into custody by the Fresno County Sheriff's Office. He allegedly raped a woman earlier this week. We're obviously not looking at the correct videotape for this story, but a woman was raped earlier this week in San Joaquin, and authorities say the suspect could be linked to past rape crimes. The suspect is identified as 36-year-old Guadalupe Gonzalez from San Joaquin. Investigators say he was also responsible for 2 other rapes dating back to 2017 and 2019. And they also think he could be responsible for other unsolved cases. Adrian Thomas doing double duty for us tonight. He has more on this case.
36-year-old Guadalupe Gonzalez is in the Fresno County Jail without bail for allegedly raping a woman in San Joaquin on Tuesday. The alleged victim told authorities she met Gonzalez online and agreed to meet him at an apartment.
During their time together, Gonzalez took the woman's cell phone, held a gun to her, and forcibly raped her.
Gonzalez then allegedly drove the woman to a rural area of Fresno County in this tan Chevy Tahoe, where he raped her once more, then left her by an orchard. She called a friend to get a ride home, then went to the hospital. The sheriff's office says Gonzalez has a criminal history. He spent time in prison for assault with a deadly weapon in 2014 and was arrested for rape in 2017, but charges were never filed. Assistant Sheriff John Zanoni says the other rape cases linked to Gonzalez have a similar pattern to the case this week.
All of these crimes that we're talking about in 2017, 2019, and now in 2021 all occurred in the city of San Joaquin.
Lieutenant Brandon Purcell stresses safety when it comes to online dating, but emphasizes there is no excuse for a rape to result after a consensual meeting between 2 adults.
The reason that those crimes happened isn't because of online dating. It isn't because our victim met with him. It was because he's a rapist.
Purcell and other investigators urging other possible victims or members of the public to come forward with any information about Gonzalez.
We know that this can be a very embarrassing thing for victims. We know that it can be a very shameful thing for victims. We just really want to plead to our victims to please reach out.
Adrian Thomas reporting there. The Fresno Teachers Association filing 3 grievances today against the Fresno Unified School District over treatment of teachers. The union says the teachers are facing additional responsibility, which negatively impacts students because teachers don't have enough time to prepare lesson plans or grade papers.
If I am instead covering a class instead of doing that grading and that prepping, that means now my students are falling behind. They're not getting the education that they need.
The union filed these grievances in an effort to get the district to value teachers' time and work more.